Hey guys, Igor here. I'm the creator of the Bulkini Bottom mini-series that you may have seen on various social media sites, and today I'm taking you along to show you the process of creating an episode from beginning to end. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, we're going to start off with the storyboards. This is a previous storyboard I did for a different scene. Here is the new one that we're going to be working on, and this is about 4 hours later. I roughed it out. Then I go ahead and I grab each thumbnail, stretch it, put it in a new canvas, and begin drawing. So with the first sketch or the first scene and the storyboard done, we're already 7.5 hours of drawing into this. And you will see the timer as I progressively do scene after scene. This one took a lot longer because of all the other little characters that I had to readjust the proportions of. For this scene, I didn't like how SpongeBob's face turned out, so I redid him a little bit, and then I didn't like how his head was facing the wrong way, so I flipped it. So you'll see me making some corrections. The whole point of the thumbnails is to give you an idea of the layout and the composition for the scene. So one thing that I've also really been trying to improve is time efficiency, and planning definitely helps with that. The less times that you have to redraw an entire scene because you don't like how the character is shaped, the more time you save. A lot of the legwork happens in that initial planning phase. You can't polish a turd, so you got to make sure your rough drawing or the underlying structure drawing is there. So according to Procreate, it took me roughly 36 hours to get all of these images done, but in reality it took even longer. So I'm always trying to improve the speed at which I work. Okay, so now that I've got all of my drawings complete, you can see here, I have them all laid out in my albums on my iPad. And the way that I start recording is I will open up the picture. It's sized to be the exact size of the iPad, and I will take my camera out and I will record the screen. And when I record, I am thinking about framing, timing, how long I hold the frame, and the direction that I want to transition into the next scene so that it flows a little bit better. To give you an idea, after the Dutchman says his thing, we see the group is watching from here, and the next frame we've got Gary, Sponge, and Patrick talking. So for example, if I'm recording here, let's say I come in and I transition and we read the text, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly zoom towards these characters, and I'm going to pause the video somewhere during the zoom and create a cut. And now when I go to this frame and I start from further away and I start zooming in, I can create that second cut on that zoom. So as I zoom in, the video starts during the zoom, and then it stops, you know, mid zoom as I'm slowing down. And it will give the illusion that I'm zooming in from here and ending up right here. So here's a clip from the actual video just without the music. You can see a pretty smooth transition. So that's just something to consider. That's like one of the little tricks that I picked up doing this. And then I'm going to continue to, you know, figure out which way I want the frames and the camera to pan as I have the drawings, you know, going through the story. These right here are something that I'm trying for this scene. I've done it before where it's animated, in that it's an animated GIF that I made. So there's a lightning layer, and the lightning, as you can see, lights up all the various objects. Hopefully it looks good in the scene itself. I mean, this looks kind of cool. And we have the hand popping out with the background going a bit blurry. So we'll see how all of this translates into the actual video. I'm gonna go ahead and get some recordings, and then I'm gonna toss it over to the computer and show you the next step. So let's get into it. So here we are inside of Premiere. Now, I didn't record myself trimming the audio and video clips to match them up, but as you can see on the bottom timeline down here, it's a very simple file. There's no like fancy transitions or overlays. Not that you shouldn't and that I don't use them. I do sometimes. It's just for this video, I didn't really need it. Sometimes I'll import the image directly and use that instead of captured footage from the iPhone. But yeah, upload the clips and I trim the start and end of the clip depending on, you know, what the timing needs and how the transition happens. So like here, I tried to match it up as close as I can with the hand busting out. In hindsight, I should have had the camera jolt upwards to show a little bit of movement as the arm came through the ground. And maybe I could have even had an in-between frame and it would have looked a lot better. But that's just one example. And then you can see the lightning, because it's happening on the iPad and not on the camera. It's a seamless recording. So that's why I had to make the animated GIF on the iPad and not like retrofit it later in Premiere. So, and for the audio is straightforward. I get the audio that I want off of TikTok or find it somewhere online, and then I just trim it according to when the drop is supposed to happen. I'm not going to play it for you guys. This song wasn't copyrighted, but I just don't want to take that away from the artist anyways. I want to be able to monetize the videos where I don't use other people's audio, and where I do, I never monetize them. So yeah, so this is the whole clip. This is Premiere, and now I'll just upload this. I'll export it, and then I'll upload it directly to TikTok or Instagram. The other thing to keep in mind is I used to do this process within TikTok itself, but their editing software was so finicky that I was like, I can't do this. I don't have enough control. So I transitioned over to using Premiere, pretty much exclusively for all my post video edits. But anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them down in the comments below. I try and read everything, but nowadays there's like so much people writing to me on all the different platforms that it gets a little bit overwhelming. Not that I'm complaining. I'm enjoying interacting with all of you. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.